Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday. And at this very first replay that we are watching, we are in our Kurfurst, and I know this is a surprise. I haven't talked about the Kurfurst yet, but I will in a little bit, in probably this coming week. But what I really want to show you was this enemy Yamato. Now this Yamato does know he is spotted, does know that there is a Kurfurst just around this corner, but watch this salvo. 4 citadels and 1 dead Yamato. Now, the Yamato did take a big old citadel before that, so I did assist on his takedown, but seeing 4 citadels coming in against the Yamato was just beautiful. So, yeah, probably not the smartest idea, just coming out from the island when you know you are being detected and you know there's a enemy Kurfurst right on the other side, but yep, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the next replay, which is going to be the main show, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I'll see you there. Alright everyone, welcome back to another replay for Funday Sunday, and we are in the Mikhail Kutuzov, and yes, I will be eventually talking about the ship. I will be talking about the stats and whatnot, but I really wanted to show this because, one, it was just, it's mind-boggling that some people get so pissed off, especially when you play your ship correctly, that they get so pissed off. So anyway, I will be talking about the ship a little bit later, but I do have to get these videos recorded, especially since the update is actually coming out. So this is all being done on Wednesday morning, at least I hope. And so we are in our Kutuzov. I'm moving towards sea. We are playing on estuaries. There's a North Carolina, Tirpitz, Gneisenau, Scharnhorst, Nagato, 2 runes, Kutuzov, York, Myoko, Fletcher, Kagero on our team. On the enemy team, there is a Tirpitz, Bismarck, Colorado, Gneisenau, Scharnhorst, Rune, Donskoy, New Orleans, Hipper, Megami, Fletcher, and a Shiratsuyu. And open fire on my Bismarck. Now, my Kutuzov is not fully trained. I will point this out right now. He's not fully trained, so he's still a work in progress. And once he does become fully trained, he'll be definitely a lot better. So I moved to this island because, one, the Kutuzov does have quite terrible armor. It really does. So I am going to try to use this protection as best as I can. We do have a friendly Fletcher that has moved into D and is at least starting to cap it. He is sitting in smoke, which you should almost never do unless you are spotted or something like that, because in smoke you really can't spot targets. Obviously they can't spot you, but you can't spot any targets for the friendlies. New Orleans kind of pops up. Open a salvo up against him, and my captain does have Demolition Expert. The only thing I haven't got as of yet, we've only did 13 damage, as of yet, is the fact that I don't have Concealment Expert. I think he's only a 9 or 10 point captain, something like that. I think I opted for the Demolition Expert and Superintendent because when you first get the Kutuzov, you only have 2 things of smoke. So I went for the additional smoke first, and then I was like, I should get the Demolition Expert because I want the higher chance of fires. Now we are spotted by a plane, and I could opt for smoke. I was hoping I was not going to get fired on, but it looks like the New Orleans does have me sighted and does open fire, does land a fire on us, which is unfortunate, and I mispunch and activated my hydroacoustics on accident. I think I was going for my demolition or my damage control party, but instead I accidentally pressed my hydroacoustic, so that is currently running at the moment, but that is slightly unfortunate, but there's not much I can do about that. So trying to edge out a little bit and trying to get more shots off, at least catch a fire. That's really what you want to go for whenever you're in a Russian cruiser such as the Kutuzov or the Chapayev, etc., is those fires, because Russian cruisers essentially took over the role of a Megami. If anyone does not remember, the Megami used to be very well known for the high reload rate and the fast firing on the guns. And unfortunately for us, we just lost our Fletcher to the enemy ruined. He does get 2 torpedoes on that Gneisenau now. So he has at least taken flooding damage, but it does look like he has damage control up. And we do get a fire, so as soon as that damage control party is finished, any fires that I get on him later will actually stick and will do damage. He is taking a pretty nasty beating from our friendlies. And one thing I will point out is I don't know what our friendly battleships are doing. I believe I actually can find my mouse. We do get a fire, and essentially that Gneisenau is just going to burn to death. There's not really much you can do. We have a Nagato and a Sharn plus a rune on this side, so there's not really much you can do. Now, the whole point of this replay is essentially going to be that Scharnhorst way back there. Just kind of keep an eye on him. So, the Gneisenau is burning to death. Not much you can do. He does eventually go down to our fire, and we are spotted by at least a plane. But at this time, I actually do see that there is a enemy Tirpitz that is pushing into B, pushing quite heavily. And I'm using this island to my full advantage, protecting me from the enemy ships that are sitting in D. Now, this Tirpitz is being attacked from a friendly, let's actually look, friendly Tirpitz. So his focus is at least on him. I do catch a fire on that Tirpitz, and I do lag out a little bit. That's just what just happened. So open fire, and I really have to say, I do like the Kutuzov. I hate fighting against them. Oh, I hate Kutuzovs whenever you fight against them. Unfortunately for us, we did move fairly further away from the island that we actually were able to get hit. And now the Tirpitz open fires, but we're able to swing in. And our smoke is actually up and available. Now, one thing obviously keep in mind is the Tirpitz does have 6-kilometer torpedoes. So I do need to be careful about that. So I'm actually going to come to a full stop and then also start reversing and try to thin myself down, so if he does drop torpedoes, he won't be likely to hit us, but he probably hates us. I know whenever I face off against Kutuzovs, I hate them. They are such a pain in the ass. And he does open a salvo, completely miss us, and I have Hydroacoustics up. Did switch over to AP, but he is just burning to death, and his torpedoes are going to be null and void. Nowhere close to us. But at that time, the enemy Scharnhorst and Colorado have been pushing up. There is a New Orleans somewhere in D. Not quite certain where he is, but I am trying to be careful. Actually, that's enemy Bismarck. That's definitely one ship I want to avoid as much as possible. Hoping that the Scharnhorst would actually pull out and come around the island. Torpedoes are dropped by the Scharnhorst, but I'm still stuck behind this island fairly snugly, and to take out that plane just so if I need to, I can try to escape as best as possible. Now, this Scharnhorst player is actually playing fairly smart. He is being cautious. He knows there's at least an enemy Kutuzov, and Kutuzov obviously has torpedoes. Torpedoes are fairly decent, and unfortunately I cannot show you. They do around 15,000 points. They have an 8-kilometer range, and we are detected, and there are torpedoes incoming from the enemy Shiratsuyu. So I do need to at least start moving out, but I do have to be careful. I'm going to try to angle myself away because it is very easy to get citadeled by any enemy ships. And there is the New Orleans. We got a fire on us, but we should be able to take out this New Orleans fairly easy. Got 2 fires on him. He's going to burn nicely. And I think he actually does not have damage control available for him. Now, the Scharnhorst is actually too far behind the island that he's not able to actually land any shells on us. But we do take out the enemy New Orleans. And our team is ahead in ships, but you can see that the enemy team has taken A, C, and D, and we are actually kind of stuck behind on points, and I don't really understand why all our battleships are up here. Don't really understand why, and I am wiggling like crazy because I have only 2,000 points of health, and I have 19 seconds on smoke, trying to get out of here alive, trying to help the team as best as possible. Now the Scharnhorst is starting to move out, And we were able to dodge the Bismarck. Took a small hit from the Scharnhorst. And we should be able to lay smoke any moment now. And we have smoke up and going. And, ooh, we're only sitting at 1,320 points of health. And probably at this time, I should be a little bit careful on where I'm going to fire, because this Scharnhorst really wants me dead. He's so focused on me that he will, well, I don't want to spoil it, but essentially he'll commit suicide here in a little bit. Because we have a friendly, Kagero, just opened fire on his torpedoes. Scharnhorst does land a salvo, and if I could, I would just hold my fire, because the Scharnhorst just has his attention focused directly on me. Opened up another salvo. I am reversing, trying to maneuver myself away, and any moment now, I open up my last salvo. He returns fire and just barely grazes me, does take me out. But at the exact same time, does go down to the enemy Kagero's torpedoes, and this is where the fun starts. Watch the chat. I'm gonna upsize this because this is just hilarious. He's so happy that he got me. He's calling me a little shithead too. And I mean, one thing I don't understand about our team is really what they're doing. They've allowed the enemy team to take control of A, C, and D for so long that they're actually in the lead, even though we have a ship advantage. So I do point out, I'm like, wow, congrats. You died trying to get me. Good job. So do check over at our friendlies. Man, I just don't understand why no one's going into cap. And now he's calling me a coward that camped the whole match and ran to hide like a little bitch. Wow. Someone's being a little... I will have to say that's truly uncalled for, because one, the Kutuzov has no armor. Two, I was using the island smartly and correctly. And he goes, oh, boohoo, play battleships then. I play plenty of battleships. Anyone that does not know, I play battleships almost constantly on a daily basis. That's usually my ship of choice is battleships. And eventually you get tired of it. You want to try something different. And I do point out that, you know, I use the island as cover because that's a good idea. Because, hey, I was able to deal 85,000 points of damage. Probably could have even done more. And I really don't know what this rune is doing. And so I point out that I'm sorry that I want to play something other than Yamato, Montana, or Kurfurst. And I really don't understand people. I think he's just so proud of the fact that he was able to take me out, but he was also embarrassed that he was killed by some torpedoes because he was acting so smartly. But in retrospect, he was hiding behind that island as well. So anyways, this is actually going to be it for this episode of Funday Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. And you guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai-Jen. Oh, one little side note. If you try looking him up, you can't even find his stats.